Welcome to your measurements lab. You will be doing this at home. You will find random objects around your house that are cylindrical. Could be a coin, could be a can, could be a metal tube that you have. And in this lab, you are going to measure the diameter and also the circumference. Now you can do this with your ruler. You can measure in inches or you can measure in centimeters. Now centimeters is more practical. It's what we use in industry and also in science. Mainly in science and industry, sometimes they go into pounds and inches. But for the course of this lab, we are going to use everything using the metric system. Now, to measure the diameter, you can put your ruler up against the object. When we do measurements, it's best not to measure from the 0 point. It's better to choose a left side and a right side, and you can line it up with a tick mark. And so you can take those measurements. Then you can rotate and take another measurement, and rotate and take a measurement. It's better if you take multiple measurements and then find the error in those measurements. For the circumference, you can use various things to measure the circumference. In this lab, I want you to calculate pi, so therefore do not use the mathematical expression for circumference. Instead, you can grab a piece of paper that you have lying around, and you can wrap that piece of paper around your object, mark where they overlap, and then use your ruler to measure the circumference. If you do not have a piece of paper, you can always use a tissue. If you do not have a tissue, you could always use thread or yarn. Note, those can stretch, and so sometimes they can be misleading when you read your circumference. This is a lab about accuracy and precision and the different types of errors in your measurements, and so that is okay if that happens, because that's something you can discuss in your lab, but something to think about. To measure with a caliper, this is a more fine-tuned measurement. You place the object in between the leads, and you are given some numbers. You can actually remove that object after you measure that, and you can use it to read your device. Now here you want to see where the 0 lines up, and as you can see, the 0 lines up right between 1.2 and 1.3. You then use the vernier scale and see where the line attaches and completes. I see that the line has goes straight across around the 7.5 tick mark and the 4.2 tick mark. Do you see that? Therefore, this measurement is 1.275. The smallest unit of measure depends on your measuring device. It's half the smallest unit measure for all devices, but in this case for the ruler, it would be 1/2 millimeter. You may have a more sophisticated measuring device like a caliper, in which you can be more fine-tuned and more accurate in your measurement. There are various different types of calipers, and you will have to look and see where your marks are. Are they 0.05 millimeter marks? Are they 0.1 millimeter marks? Or are they 0.01 millimeter marks? There are various different calipers out there, and you will have to look at your measuring device to see what the smallest unit measure is, to see what your error in your measurement is. And so therefore, the error in your measurement will be half of this 0.05 millimeter marking. And so therefore, you will have 0.025 millimeters will be your error in a caliper like this.